Jordan Barrett, the Australian supermodel with an insanely attractive face, wild blonde hair, sharp hunter eyes, and that bone structure that makes you look twice. His looks alone made him go viral, and just like that, he became one of the most recognizable male models in the world. But how did all this actually start? How do you go from getting caught stealing at 14 to becoming one of the top names in high fashion? This video will be full of information as we take a closer look at Jordan Barrett, how he got discovered, the plastic surgeries that took his face close to perfection, until some people started saying he actually ruined it. We'll also talk about his mysterious sexuality, his surprise wedding, the list of people he's dated, and how much money he makes per runway show. Jordan didn't just go viral, he blew up. Millions of views, endless Instagram edits, and countless breakdowns of his face in videos. His face is studied like art, and he became the gold standard for male beauty. Let's break it all down. Jordan Cale Barrett was born on December 2, 1996, in Australia. On the surface, his life might look like a glossy fashion campaign, but his story has some pretty unexpected layers. His mom, Julie, has always had his back, supportive and steady, even as his world kept getting crazier. But his dad, Adrian, that's a whole different story. Adrian Barrett was once labeled a cannabis kingpin by the press. He ended up going to prison for his role in a $12 million drug operation. It was all tied to a hydroponics shop in Queensland, which was reportedly being used as a front for a full-on drug syndicate. The media called it a cartel, but to Jordan, that word never really fit. He explained that he just doesn't like the word cartel. To him, it sounds like guns and heavy drugs, the kind of stuff you see in movies. But in Byron Bay, it was mostly just farms, and people growing a load of weed. His dad just happened to be good at growing a lot of plants. In Jordan's eyes, his father was more of a gentle giant than some kind of drug boss. And despite all that chaos, Jordan has said that his dad actually helped keep him grounded when fame hit hard and fast. While his face was plastered all over runways and billboards around the world, his dad reminded him to stay humble, stay polite, and keep his feet on the ground. Jordan grew up in Byron Bay, Australia, a chill little coastal town known more for surfing and hippie vibes than high fashion. But even there, fate kind of had a wild way of showing up. When Jordan Barrett was just 14 years old, he walked into a local supermarket. He wanted a cigarette, but he couldn't get a lighter because apparently, you had to be over 18. So what did he do? He tried to steal a pack of matches from the counter. But here's where it gets crazy. While he was pulling off that tiny rebellious move, a model scout from IMG, one of the biggest modeling agencies in the world, just happened to be in the same store. And instead of calling him out or getting him in trouble, the scout looked at him and saw something else, something rare. Striking features, hunter eyes, and sharp bone structure. Even at 14, he already looked like someone who belonged on a magazine cover. The scout handed him a card and told him to get in touch. At the time, Jordan didn't think much of it. He didn't even really understand what being a model meant. It was just some random moment in a supermarket. He ended up losing the card anyway. But weeks later, his mom found it in the pocket of his jeans, sent a few quick photos to IMG, and that was the start of it all. His first magazine shoot came not long after, in 2011, for Carbon Copy. Just that one photo from back then, when he was only around 14, already told the whole story. You could see it, that kid was born for the runway. Genetically gifted in a way that's not common. Like if you look like that at 14, it's pretty much written in the stars. After Jordan Barrett's mom found that life-changing business card in his jeans, things started moving fast. Jordan left behind his laid-back life in Byron Bay and took a leap, straight to New York City. It was a bold move for a teenager, but one that would completely flip his world. He signed with IMG Models, one of the most prestigious agencies out there, and that's when everything really started to click. His look wasn't just unique, it was unforgettable. That wild blonde hair, those sharp hunter eyes, and a face that could shift between soft and intense in a single shot. What made Jordan stand out wasn't just his looks, it was his whole vibe. He had this androgynous energy that felt fresh and modern, and designers loved it. One minute he looked like a rebellious heartthrob, the next like a high-fashion alien prince. That versatility made him a favorite among photographers and fashion houses almost overnight. By the time most people were just finishing high school, Jordan was already walking for major brands, shooting campaigns, and becoming one of the most talked about new faces in the industry. Jordan's early career was a whirlwind, constant castings, photo shoots, and runway shows. But it didn't take long for people to realize he wasn't just some lucky new face. His striking features and that naturally photogenic face made him a favorite almost instantly. He started landing major campaigns and editorials, working with some of the top photographers and creatives in the industry. He hit the runway for big names like Versace and Moschino, and from there, the momentum only grew. Soon, he was walking for Balmain, Dolce & Gabbana, Tom Ford, Fendi, Givenchy, and Saint Laurent, just to name a few. His face was popping up everywhere, on billboards, in ad campaigns, and on the covers of magazines like Vogue and GQ. But what really made Jordan stand out wasn't just the work, it was his vibe. He brought this rebellious energy to everything he did. He wasn't your typical clean-cut model, he had edge. That wild, untamed look, the nonchalant attitude, and a style that felt raw and effortless made him one of the most captivating models of his generation. He's often known as the bad boy of modeling. Jordan's androgynous look also challenged the old-school ideas of what a male model should look like. He blurred the lines between masculine and feminine in a way that felt natural, not forced. That made him a trailblazer, someone who wasn't just modeling clothes, but shifting the culture. From high-end runways to edgy editorials, Jordan Barrett became the face of modern fashion, a rare mix of beauty, mystery, and attitude that designers couldn't get enough of. As Jordan's modeling career took off, so did his presence online. He was one of those models who really lived on Instagram, posting behind-the-scenes snaps, travel moments, and glimpses into his fast-paced lifestyle. But it wasn't just the fashion shows and magazine shoots that made headlines, it was the wild nights too. Jordan became known for his hard-partying reputation. He wasn't just showing up at exclusive events, he was the guy who partied for days. During one New Year's period, it was reported that he went on a 3-day bender. And at one point, he even shared a now-deleted Instagram photo of himself, shirt half undone, slumped in a gutter, with glazed-over eyes, while a concerned friend leaned in, trying to check on him. That photo hit over 1,000 likes before quietly disappearing from his page. But the fashion industry has a short fuse for chaos. Behind the scenes, people were starting to talk. Brands and clients didn't love seeing one of their campaign faces passed out on sidewalks or showing up in headlines for wild nights in Croatia. There were whispers that if he didn't slow down, the jobs might stop coming. That kind of behavior might have been cool back in the day, but not anymore. No one puts up with it. Clients want professionalism. Jordan's charm and looks had taken him far, but in an industry as cutthroat as fashion, even a golden boy has to keep it together. Around that time, Jordan wasn't just dominating fashion campaigns, he was turning heads everywhere he went. With a face that made people stop and stare, he moved through the scene like someone who always got what he wanted. And when it came to women, let's just say Jordan never really had to chase. He was linked to a long list of high-profile women. We're talking supermodels like Bella Hadid and Candice Swanepoel. But it didn't stop there. At just 18 years old, Jordan was seen with Paris Hilton, who was 33 at the time. Just imagine that for a second, you're a teenager, and suddenly you're dating a woman worth over $300 million. That's not exactly a normal 18-year-old experience. He was also linked to Hailey Baldwin before she became Hailey Bieber. And honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The list of women Jordan's been seen with is long, and if we tried to name them all, we'd be here forever. Every woman he wanted, she came to him. That's just how it was. At one point, it almost felt like things started to get boring, like the thrill was gone. And just like that, Jordan shifted gears. In August 2021, Jordan Barrett married Fernando Casablanca, a fellow model and the younger brother of Julian Casablanca, the lead singer of The Strokes. The wedding was small and intimate, held in Ibiza. Only close friends were there. Even supermodel Kate Moss showed up. Fernando wasn't just anybody. He's the son of John Casablanca, the legendary founder of Elite Model Management, the same agency that launched the careers of Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, and Linda Evangelista. Basically, a royalty name in fashion. And even though Fernando didn't have the same fame level as Jordan, his last name definitely made people pay attention. But the marriage didn't last long. Just a year later, in August 2022, Jordan and Fernando split. No big drama. Sources say it ended on good terms. As for Jordan's sexuality, he's openly bisexual, attracted to both women and men. And with a face like his, that attraction clearly went both ways. We've actually got a whole video about more surprising facts you probably didn't know about him. Definitely check that out after this. Jordan's face alone has made him a lot of money. In fact, during Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in Sydney, he reportedly got paid $100,000 just to walk for Justin Casson. Less than 2 minutes on the runway, and $100,000 in the bank. Easy money. You walk, you leave, you party, you pick any woman you want. That was the lifestyle. Speaking of money though, let's be real. Male models don't earn nearly as much as female models. It's not even close. Take Gisele Bündchen, for example. She made an estimated $44 million in 2015 alone. Or Kendall Jenner, who pulled in $17 million in 2016 according to Forbes. Jordan himself has spoken out about this pay gap. He said modeling is far from a man's world. In his words, it is kind of one of the only industries where women are paid more than men. He explained that it just makes sense. More women buy makeup, hair products, and clothes. It is basically a women's industry. Guys aren't generally out there buying tons of hair products. Girls buy more clothes than guys. Over the years, Jordan Barrett's face began to change, and not in a subtle way. When he stepped out at London Fashion Week in 2023, he looked almost unrecognizable. His face appeared incredibly gaunt, with sunken features and protruding cheekbones that were hard to ignore. If you look at comparison photos from before and after, it's clear just how much he had changed. He used to have a fuller face, but now, his jawline looked razor sharp, and his cheeks were so hollow, it felt overdone. Naturally, people started talking. Some blamed extreme weight loss, a strict diet, and an intense fitness routine. But others weren't convinced. They said it looked like far more than just diet and exercise. Speculation grew that Jordan may have undergone plastic surgery. Procedures like buccal fat removal and jaw contouring were trending at the time, especially among models and celebrities. And Jordan's transformation fit that look exactly. One detail that fueled the rumors even more was a scar spotted on his right ear. In some photos, Jordan showed a clear glimpse of it, a line running from his earlobe down to his jawbone. His left ear didn't have the same scar, but both ears appeared strangely pulled, with little natural separation between the lobe and the jaw. Pixie ears, the term used to describe this, are a common complication after facelift surgery. It's when the ears look unnaturally stretched or stuck on, caused by too much tension when the skin is tightened and reconnected. The scar, the asymmetry, and that tight look around the jaw, all signs that suggest something surgical may have happened. Jordan has never publicly addressed his transformation. But we actually did a full video breaking down the plastic surgeries he may have had. You can check that out later if you're interested. Some people say he ruined his naturally gorgeous face. Others say he looks even better after the transformation. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Jordan's face isn't just famous on the runway, it's viral on Instagram. Reels of him have pulled in millions of views. Whether he's walking, posing, or just standing still with that sharp stare, people can't stop watching. In the looksmaxxing community, Jordan has become something of an icon. His face gets analyzed frame by frame, and he's considered one of the top PSL gods, alongside supermodels like Sean O'Prine and Chico Lachowski. If you want to know more about how these supermodels got discovered and rose to the top, check out the videos, you're gonna like them.